Are you able to see any kind of physicality in the angel being that you're in contact with?
Oh, no, I can't see them. I don't have that ability to see them. Yet I know when I can sense them. And it's not necessarily that they look like angels. They're just like guides.
Sure. Well, yes, and people do name these interactions differently. So it just depends on what language you want to use. What was your original training when you first came into this incarnation? In other words, did you have some kind of religious background?
Okay. I was raised Catholic, but we really didn't go to church a lot. And my parents weren't religious. Just ordinary type of believe in God, but nothing out of this, nothing out of ordinary.
Okay. And where were you born? What country?
Canada, Calgary. I was born in Calgary.
Okay. Just for people to be able to understand where you've gone in your journey, at least at this time. And can you talk a little bit about what your plans are for the future, for your work and for yourself?
My plans? Well, I'd like to get this information out so that people can hear the information. It's up to people to decide and to awaken in their own right about the DNA. And I'd like to publish the Liberalis book and just do a little homeschool with kids. And I paint angels. So just basic plans.
Okay, I see. And do you intend to continue your work in terms of, do you plan to start a center, in other words, or something of that nature?
I have a center here in Hawaii. It's called the Liberalis Center. And people come from all over the world to get the DNA healed. So I work with people. Sometimes they stay for a month, and what I do is we sit outside, and I do a lot of I just talk authentic about what I believe, and whatever mind control that we are brought forth with, it deactivates, and we get, sometimes the person says, well, aren't we here, to basically help? And I go, well, I think that's a New Age conditioning. And I said, well, I think now that we're here, we should help each other. So what I try to do is I try to deactivate in people's egos a lot of the conditioning from books, implant books. 95% of books in the New Age, in my research, after I wore the crystal for 1 month, it all opened up, is implant-based, which means that the author gets this incredible revelation or metaphysical teacher and writes down all this information, Golden Age, Illuminati, Golden Age and then Fifth Dimension. And I try to dispel this information in people's brain. I was a New Age addict for 2 years in my 20s. So I know exactly where the mindset is. People who have been completely conditioned to just focus on the light, I can't contact in any way. They won't listen to any type of information that's authentic. They'll diffuse me immediately. And I can't even, talk anything deeper about reality. People who allow me to have my opinion, I allow them to have their opinion, we can have a real authentic conversation because everyone's entitled to their opinion. So I try to converse with people and learn from them And so we collaborate as a team. Okay. And we learn from each other. From each other.
I'm getting a question from a listener that is asking you if you know about 520 hertz healing DNA.
I haven't heard about it.
I guess that would be 520 megahertz, I think, is the way that you would say it.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it, but if you want to receive my diagnosis on it, I can do that.
Okay. In terms of the crystals that you're using and the ones that you have not, been in contact with, what do you recommend for people to do in other countries? And if, for example, they don't buy your crystals, what other techniques do you suggest?
Okay, well, there is a preliminary rehabilitation to deactivate the ADD in the brain so you can actually find solutions for yourself and call upon a benevolent angel. Write down, benevolent angel, show me how to, any question, anything you want, ask the benevolent angel, and she will assist you. That's what I recommend. If you don't believe in my research or, you're skeptical, usually it means, that you need to do further research, and I recommend research. Don't just pass by this information as, okay, this is just another information. Continue doing research because the DNA, what happened to the DNA is a serious implication. It's the biggest challenge that we are not aware of. And that's what I recommend. Just do your research. Continue.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Asalaria. If there's anything else you'd like to add, we have about 5 to 10 minutes at the most left with this radio show, and then we're going to be ending it with a CD that I want people to hear, which is the Gary McKinnon song, which has to do with the hacker Gary McKinnon and keeping him from being extradited to the U.S. So we're going to leave a little extra time at the very end for that to happen. But in the meantime, Asalaria, would you like to talk about whatever aspects of your work that you think people should most hear about that you have not already addressed?
Okay, well, this takes a little longer, but I'll be really quick about it. I want to show people how we are mind controlled, and it's just not in the shadow government where people are mind controlled. So I'll be really quick about it. Number one, we're born in dysfunctional, stale hospitals, and when I muscle test a baby who was born in a hospital, most of us are, the baby acquires trauma in the brain, in the amygdala, on a physical level. When a baby is born at home or in a birthing, like in water, when you muscle test the baby, there is no trauma that's acquired. After we enter a dysfunctional, exit a dysfunctional hospital, our mom takes us to a dysfunctional home system. We enter dysfunctional home systems. After that, and everybody knows this information, but I'll show you how on a kinesiological level we are mind controlled. When we enter a dysfunctional home system, all the abandonment issues are actually registered in our brain amygdala. If our father was a womanizer, even if nobody knows about it in the family, the child's brain registers everything, and then in the future it reenacts this situation. So then we enter dysfunctional educational institutions, which the brain and the amygdala is further traumatized. 14,000 hours sitting behind a desk listening to 12,000 lectures that have nothing to do with who you are, what your talents and gifts are. And then we enter, of course, dysfunctional work system, and some people from 9 to 5 jobs work for the system 400,000 hours, and for non-benevolent reasons that have nothing to do with supporting the environment or other human beings.